at the Caesars Superdome.
The setting in this dome just serves to amplify the excitement of the folks in New Orleans as their Saints burst from the tunnel a moment ago. They're set, and we're set as well as the Saints get ready to do battle with the Carolina Panthers.
Here's the Australian-born punter Mitch Wishnowsky to get things going.
And we are underway from the Superdome.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback.
A first down throw for Prescott. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there, because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Meanwhile, Prescott's throw there complete to Allen.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go. Off the play fake, Prescott. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. And now we get a timeout called on the defensive side of the ball by the Panthers. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. On play action, Prescott. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. So the big play gets him across midfield now for first and 10.
Saints, first down. First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Running the jet sweep as Prescott bats it forward. And he'll get inside the 40 to maybe the 38-yard line.
Well, you know, this club, there were some reports earlier in the week, and most have heard this by now, so-called unnamed sources that were saying all is not rosy in that locker room. There's whispers that 1 or 2 guys, CD, have kind of had enough of how things are going and have been going. How would you handle that as a coach?
Well, you and I both know all the coaches that we've dealt with and come in contact with. They'd love to get their hands on those unnamed sources, wouldn't they? But they know that that's not possible, so I think they've got to go in there and make sure that this isn't a distraction. They also know that once the grumbling starts, it becomes a slippery slope, and it's hard to stop the fall. But I think you need to sit some guys down and say, hey, look, we're still hoping to be a playoff team this year. We need you guys to be bought in with what we're doing. Come on, let's get on board.
So here's a first and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down. Prescott. Got an open man to the right. That's Wesco. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. 1st and goal. Try to pound it in, Kamara. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? And he's got it. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. Looking for Thomas. He's got him. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas. His first touchdown on the year. And the Saints take it right down the field and score on the opening drive. What's good on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
A running play on 1st down will get 4 up to the 29.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Coming up on a 2nd and 6. They'll look to throw here. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Jordan Brooks with it. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Play fake. Here's Prescott. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. Well, a nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. The Saints on 3rd down. They've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. Play action now. Prescott. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by J.C. Horn. And the Panthers are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they'll run it. This is James Robinson. It was Jamel Dean who brought him down.
Nice satisfying run on 1st down for the offense, picking up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you're saying to each other, we've got to tighten this down. We can't give up gains like that.
Here's Robinson again on 2nd down. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the 1st down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th.
Here we go with McCaffrey. And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Saints are going to get it back and in great shape. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Throws left side, complete to Keenan Allen. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. And that catch, he just hit number 800. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8. Now Prescott. Ebron caught left side. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Eric Ebron. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Saints now add 6 to their lead. Lutz will look to add the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0.
The score is Saints 14, Panthers nothing. Will Lutz to kick off.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Following the interception, here's Prescott. Trying to force it to Allen, and it's intercepted.
Jeremy Chin picks it off.
And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45.
And that now 2 interceptions thrown in the 2nd quarter.
And you know, a lot of people look at these guys and they think to themselves that maybe, possibly, they're still thinking about the first one. And they probably are. I think in this case, he's just trying to atone for the first interception. Tried a little bit too hard, maybe forced it a bit, and instead created a second one.
Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Panthers. Julio Jones. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Panthers are able to get this back within a touchdown. Extra point splits the uprights. And that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown.
14, Panthers 7. Mitch Wishnowsky set.
Here is Wishnowsky to boot it away following the touchdown. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it, no matter the sport, they say the great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, but I played with a guy. who threw 2 interceptions in the first quarter of a really big game we were playing.
Johnny Unitas?
And no, not quite of that level and not of that age. But I was
going for the age.
I remember looking over at him, and he was smiling. And I thought, what is he smiling about? It's because he had enough confidence in himself that that was a fluke. And he went out and played pretty well the rest of the day.
On third down, it's Prescott. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Byron Murphy. And they're going to be set up in the red zone right around the 17-yard line. Well, this was a 14-0 game not too long ago. Things were looking pretty good. Then you give up the touchdown on the last drive. Now the interception.
So that's a lesson in trying to stay vigilant, isn't it? You have to stay on top of things. Can't relax too much because, as you noted, things change. Now they've got to go out there and get a spark going again and try and slow down this comeback.
Here's Robinson again on second down.
And here he'll get it down to the 7.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
At the 7-yard line.
A chance now to get even before the break as they come up first and goal. Now back to throw. They'll roll him out right. Oh, a strip. The ball comes out. And this is picked up by the Saints. Accelerating, and off he goes. He's at the 40, 20, 10, 5, and he's into the end zone. A fumble return and a Saint touchdown. Wants to try to add the PAT. It's good, and it is now 21-7.
Makes the score Saints 21, Panthers 7. Will Lutz to kick off Gordon Waddle.
So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Panthers take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear the coaches from all the way up here. They were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. If we were down there, that message would have been received a whole different way. Because turnovers, they've been a big problem for them. Got to take care of the football. Got to hold on to it.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on first and 10. Back to throw. He'll buy some time right. And he wisely will throw that one away.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw.
There's Trimble, the tight end.
Touchdown, Carolina!
Well, for a tight end, he can definitely motor, and he shows off the wheels there after the catch as he's able to shake free.
Point after, right down the middle. And that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown.
Saints 21, Panthers 14.
Here is Wishnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
And with a 7-point lead, they'll likely look to take this to the locker room and not really press the issue.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
It's C.J. Henderson picking it off.
And he's given his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more.
So first thing that crossed my mind is why didn't they just sit on the lead and take it to the locker room? They're in good shape.
Absolutely. And from this spot on the field, now you've given the other side a chance for points here going into intermission.
Yeah, you changed the momentum of the game, and it's something you did not need to do.
Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. They'll look to throw. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted.
Picked up by Jamel Dean.
He's got daylight. 30, 10, 5. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game, and now this time an interception return for another score. Alonso looked to add the extra point. He's got it as they double up the lead. This one's now 28-14. So it's halftime here in New Orleans with the Saints out in front. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3.
The Panthers going to get the football first, trailing here as well as we resume play in this second half.
He will return this from deep in the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Here's a run on first down that won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. He will lose a yard, 2nd and 11.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Looking to throw.
That caught by Tremble.
His 2nd catch, and this one not nearly as electrifying as his first. And it'll bring up 3rd down now. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Cameron Jordan in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down.
I'd say it's not panic time yet, but let's be honest about it. Empty possession here, not what you're looking for when you're down a couple of scores.
Absolutely not. Trying to start the second half off on the right foot. Unfortunately, going to give the ball up. The punt team on now is from their end zone. They get it away. It's fielded at the 45.
So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return.
And the Saints will have a short field in front of them. They take over here, 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
They certainly thought they had him surrounded and probably thought they were going to get him on the ground and get the sack, but he was able to elude that. And even though it threw it incomplete downfield, if you're a defensive back, you're loving the pressure that you're seeing from your front.
A quick pass out to Juju. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
That's thrown to Smith-Schuster out wide. That catch good for only a couple.
Smith-Schuster. 2 yards on the pickup. It's
On second down, Kamara. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. Only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Prescott off play action. He's to the 10. Wide open receiver complete. Touchdown, Saints. 3 touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Lutz with the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. They find some open field here. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
Sometimes those lines that are drawn on a grease board or in a playbook, they come to life out on the field, don't they? And we just saw that on that outside handoff to the right.
That right tackle, he gets excited for that call, doesn't he?
He does, because he just wants to dominate his guy and say, listen, I was the point of attack. I took care of business. That's why you're able to get downfield and add all those yards to your total.
Yeah, really nice gain there. 2nd and 9 now. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down.
It's Preston Smith. He gets the sack there.
How many times have we sat with coordinators, and especially the defensive guys, they've talked about big plays, sacks. They often come in bunches. Well, it may not be a bunch here, but that is the 3rd sack of the game for them.
And around sack 3 or 4, I would think it starts to get in the quarterback's head a little bit.
Not just the quarterback, the offensive play caller, the offensive line, knocks people off balance and changes what they normally do.
And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 20-yard line. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Buying time to his left. And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers. Julio Jones. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Panthers are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead will be cut down to 14.
Saints 35, Panthers 21. Set to kick off.
Here is Wishnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10.
Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
So, Charles, you talk about this head coach and his future with this franchise. Look, it's been a frustrating year, and I think we saw some of that frustration boil over at his weekly press conference earlier in the week.
Yeah, he's trying to say.
And now here is another interception. It's Damon Arnett picking it off. And they're going to be set up in the red zone right around the 17-yard line. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. They'll set up to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
I think we can all understand what they're thinking right now. They take over the ball in field goal range after the turnover, so they've got that in their hip pocket. But they've got to go for the end zone and turn this into bigger points. Their thinking is a touchdown is really what they should get from starting here. Getting 3 points at the end of this drive, that would feel disappointing.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. On 3rd down, it's Robinson. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
And he'll take this one inside the 10, down to the 8. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the Saints' 8-yard line.
Now they'll switch it up here. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. Preston Smith picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
I remember throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Open man left side. It's the tight end Trimble.
Touchdown!
Tommy Trimble.
With 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game.
And the Panthers have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th.
Extra point splits the uprights. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter.
Here is Wishnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
At the 17-yard line.
They run it again with Kamara. And he goes across the 20 to the 22. The Saints on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. Off the play fake, Prescott.
And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Prescott from the gun. And this one complete to Burnett. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds.
Now, there was a time when I would have been upset at teams throwing the ball with a big lead late, but I've evolved a little bit. I've come around. Ultimately, they're looking for 1st downs, and if they think the air is the best place to do it, then so be it. In addition, you probably got a quarterback gets a nice bonus if he keeps completing passes. So they want to keep throwing the football? Fine by me.
On play action, Prescott. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
You know, if following up on this head coach and the pressure that he is under, CD, I want to switch it to you because you've been on winning teams, but I know you've been in similar situations too where things just are not going well. How do you approach that as a player?
It's a tough approach, Brent.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
Jeremy Ching picks it off, and the Panthers are right back in this football game.
So, my goodness, I wouldn't have thought this possible not too long ago, but that turnover there means we have a game again.
Yeah, it's been a completely different team here in the second half. I just wonder on the other side of the field, where the starters telling the backups, get ready, you're going to get some playing time. And now guess what? Hope they didn't cut the tape off of their wrists and ankles. They've got to go back out there and play. We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Flush, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Cameron Jordan able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
This defense, they just continue to feast. 5 sacks now as a unit. It's been quite an afternoon getting to the quarterback.
And we're seeing it come from a variety of places as well. Sometimes just the guys up front getting to him. Other times you add extra guys rushing the quarterback, twists and stunts. It's been a variety, and they've had no way of blocking them.
So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire. Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Now whistles. Flag down, and I believe one of the Panthers got moving early. Every penalty so critical at this stage of the game as now they've got it 3rd and long. They'll look to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Marcus Williams. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. Well, that puts a little bit of a wrinkle in their comeback bid.
Yeah, everything had turned around for them, hadn't it? I mean, things were now going their way. But you did mention it's a wrinkle in their comeback bid. It's not the death knell for them by any stretch, but now they've got some extra work to do in order to climb all the way back.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for 2nd down. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
Back-to-back 4-yard runs. Now, look, if they just do that all the way downfield, ball ends up in the end zone, but that's a little difficult to do.
Yeah, I think now 3rd and 2, that defense ready to stiffen up and stop that run.
Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And I don't think Kamara got there. Looks like they stopped him short. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts, as he'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. And Lutz's kick is good. And that will push the lead up to double digits now at 10.
Well, he was a spectator for much of this game. This is his first field goal opportunity of the entire contest, but he's able to connect.
Yeah, he had a pretty good seat to this one, didn't he? But let's face it, all kickers that you and I know, they want to contribute. They want their opportunity, and he seized his.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, two-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back and then score again, but they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly, then they'll take it from there.
A good gain on first has them set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. They'll set up a throw. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. And one of the whistles for a timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. For the Saints here on third down, an extra defensive back on the field. They're going to look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. He's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore.
And the Saints come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over.
So this one a victory here for New Orleans. I tell you what, I can't remember a defensive performance as good as this one. They seemingly forced turnover after turnover after turnover every time you turned around.
Yeah, you could just keep going with it, can't you? After turnover, after turnover. As this game unfolded, they were doing all the dictating, right? They told the offense exactly how it was going to go down today. So you saw them deflate with every series, didn't you? Every time they ran onto the field, it was slower and slower to get to the football because they just felt like if we go out there, we're just going to turn it over anyway. So it was really